G'day folks, I just thought I'd do a little bit of a repair video on the Ford Fairmont, EB Fairmont's power windows. This is a 92, 93 model. I noticed a while ago the the front passenger window would not work at all, and the rear passenger was very sluggish and required human assistance to get it back up again. I had a feeling it was a switch module, and sure enough, there's a completely cracked out solder joint on here, which is connecting to one of the main pins on the plug. That one there's completely decoupled. I'll get a closer shot at that. It's a bit better. You can see the crack around the pin. That one there. Virtually completely disconnected. I'd be willing to bet that that's the front passenger window. And there are a number of other solder joints on here which are badly cracked. More than likely current's just going in the wrong direction, which is why the rear window is still trying to work. It's just using something else as a ground and overloading it. It does have a little solenoid on it, switch. There's two copper contacts down the sides of it, so when it energizes it actually breaks the circuit, so I'd say it's sending a signal to a bigger relay somewhere, but who knows, it might actually be handling all the current. Wouldn't surprise me, since the sluggish window operation is kind of a current transfer issue. It's not getting enough DC current to the motor. But anyway, I'm going to resolder that nasty looking joint and anything else. I might even reflow every single pin on this board. There's a small IC in there. What is that one? It's a National Semiconductor 85750, I think. LM2903N. Oh yeah. LM2903N. That's the actual chip type. So yeah. There are a lot of nasty solder joints. The camera won't show them very well, but most of these are cracked. Like that pin there is almost completely cracked, so is that one. Very well known issue. You don't have to buy a whole new one. Just if you got someone with a soldering iron, if you don't have one, just a soldering iron and some fresh solder, just reflow all of the cracked looking joints, or all of them completely, and this thing would probably outlast the rest of the car. It's just one of those little things. I'm also going to pop this fascia panel off and give everything a clean out with contact cleaner, because being down here, it naturally gets stuff spilt on it. And you can see around the I think that's the child lock switch, power window child lockout. There's been gunk spilt down there and it's flown out onto the board, probably soda. So I'm going to give this thing a really good clean, as well as reflow. Alright, let's see if we can do this without knocking the camera over. This is a really nasty solder joint, this one here. This is a broken one. I ended up washing the board in hot soapy water, like the whole lot, because contact cleaner just wasn't getting rid of that gunk that was on there. A bit of water boiling off inside that pin. It's going to take a bit of flushing to get rid of it with more contact cleaner, but it's better than being covered in what looked like Coca-Cola residue. This one here's already been reflowed at one point. A bit of excess solder on it. It's really hard with the camera in the way, but well, it's a good way to get rid of moisture. You can hear it boiling off. Yeah, the wattage of this iron isn't quite up to the job, but it works. So give it time for heat to soak through and the flux to do its job. Looking better already. I do need to set this up properly and do it off camera, but this will give you some idea of what you got to do to reflow it. Basically, just do this to every single pin, just to be sure. No, it's easy. It looks like somebody's already reflowed that one there, and the driver's side window switch, and they've left everything else. It's like recapping a board where one cap's gone bad, but all the other identical caps along from it don't get replaced, and 12 months down the track they go pop. It was like that Samsung television. It was a 40-inch Samsung HD LCD that a friend of mine gave me. It had been recapped, but they'd only replaced the bare minimum. They hadn't replaced all the crappy other caps right next to it. And sure enough, 12 months later, or it would have been about 12 months, maybe a little bit longer, the rest of them blew. It's just silly. Spend the extra time and money and redo the whole lot. So that's a bit of an idea of what you got to do. I'm not going to go into too much more detail. I mean, you've already seen what I'm doing. I'm going to put this under a slightly better light in a better position and actually do it a little bit better. Well, after a bit of cleaning, everything works. That one's a little bit tired, but at least it's working now. They work better than ever before. I guess a good washout and re-solder does electronics a lot of good. Of course, be careful what you wash and how well you do it, but they can be fixed back into place. Very cool. Oh well, that job's done. At least the windows work. Thanks for watching.